something, 20 something. We need all that. So you gotta come with that 5. F-Y, 5. Hold you accountable 2020.
Go ahead, because you acting up.
What would you say is a key to a healthy marriage?
That's a good. What would you say is the key to a healthy marriage? I have my answer.
First and foremost would have to be communication. Then but I would guess maybe not first and foremost, but one thing is you have to get with somebody that's, as people say, evenly yoked. You have to have a like mind, someone that can be a leader and someone's willing to be led, or vice versa. I mean, sometimes she's right and I'm wrong, but most of the time I feel like that I lead pretty well. She's willing to be led. But yeah, I think it's more like communication and having a like mind first and foremost.
I would say definitely communication. I think that's one of our strongest. Keys to our marriage being as good as it is. One thing that I don't know, I think we've always been like this, or I don't know. We've always been very, very open with each other, and we don't shy away from telling each other how we feel about anything, whether it hurts our feelings or not, or make you feel a certain way. We're like, I ain't feeling this, or you did this, I ain't like it, or I wish you'd do this more, or I think we do have hard conversations that a lot of people would shy away from. And even though like some people say you should talk to your partner like this, it should be calm, never talk to him when you're angry. We are very emotional when we communicate because we're both headstrong. So we are like this sometimes. And sometimes we can be saying the same things, but we say it totally different. So we can go on and 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 on until we feel like the other person is getting what we're saying or understanding. Not necessarily agree, but like understanding, like, okay, I get your point. I get what you're saying. Okay, I get your point. I get what you're saying, but I still have my feelings of this. And we find a way to work around it. And I'm not saying it's always easy, because we can go on. Like, remember that time we was in the car on the way back to Mississippi? And Mom was in the back seat. We went back and forth for 6 hours.
I mean, to me, that's a healthy debate and banter. If I feel like I'm right,
which is all the time,
I'm going to speak up about that. I feel like another point on that is that you have to be with somebody that you feel like wholeheartedly has your best interest in mind. If it's rooted in that, then it doesn't matter how much you argue and fight, then probably this person has a reason why they feel this way, and it comes from a good place. But if you initially don't think they have your best interest in mind, it's not gonna matter. You're gonna think that they're trying to cut you back, bite you, or whatever.
Right.
That's why like in with our marriage, like I don't think we have trust issues. Maybe, I mean, she can speak for herself. I mean, like, no. Brittany, she go and come when she want. I go and come when I want. It's in a respectful way. She knows where I'm at. My phone, Brittany has the password. I have a long password on my phone just because of the type of work I do. She knows it.
So your trust would be a very good. I think when we first got together, I was a little psycho, I would say. But that didn't come from Travis. They came from like dealing with people in my past. So I projected it onto Travis. But once we got to a place where we're like, look.
I mean, I understand where you were coming from. I mean, you're not gonna treat a Rolls Royce like you treat a Hyundai. You're gonna be protective of a Rolls. You don't want nobody touching a Rolls.
Okay. Oh, so you the Rolls Royce, I'm about a Rolls.
Yeah, I thought you'd get that quickly, but yeah.
But I think that like once I got over the fact and just saw Travis for Travis and like, oh, okay, he is different. Like, okay, he is, where is that? Okay. Yep. So, and then that, it just changed, I think, the whole outlook of our relationship, like, it's just like, it was like a big relief off of me too. And like, even like last night, like, we went out for drinks, we went to dinner, we came back at like 8, I don't know, 7 or 8. Then I laid on your lap to go to sleep. Then I woke up at like 2 in the morning and you coming in the door. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So I think that's very important too. Like, being able to, like, when you're not in the space where I'm at, or vice versa, like, you still got me and I still got you.
You gotta embrace differences. I give you that because
Yeah,
I married wouldn't work. If Brittany cared about me going out after she goes to sleep, it wouldn't work because we could go out at 4 or 5 o'clock and she could be asleep by 7, or we'll go out and have fun and then she don't want to go to the next spot or go home and go to sleep. If I had to come here at 7 and just sit here all the time because she goes to sleep, we'd either argue all the time or I'd feel like in jail. Thankfully, I have
like, you need to be in here watching me sleep.
Thankfully, I have a wife, and then I have a good track record where, she can let me out, and I don't have any marks on my record, so to speak. So
right, and I think that sense of security is a good foundation. Like, our communication, and that we're secure, and that we trust each other. It's like really key to everything else going well. And so we know, like, when we say those things, like how we are feeling in the moment, or feeling kind of jaded with each other, we know they come from a place of love, and we just know that it comes from a healthy place. So that keys to a healthy marriage for us. Did I go or you go?
I go.
Oh, okay.
What's your least favorite thing about being married? So what's your favorite or least favorite thing about being married?
And least favorite.
Oh, favorite and least favorite. So
what's your favorite?
I'll tell you this. Me and Brittany have healthy debates about marriage all the time. Brittany is very much so. Is a feminist the right word?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Feminist.
So she's very much so a feminist. So in marriage, my favorite part of marriage is obviously the companionship, someone to live life with, do life with. I mean, like, we've been to some of the best, nice places around the world. We've done a lot of things in every state, in every country. And I always think back, and if I had to do it by myself, it would not be as fun than to have somebody to do it with. Even though she sleep most of the time with there, but I'm just kidding. But I think maybe my least favorite part of marriage.
What's your least favorite part?
I don't know. I'd have to say, I don't know. I always thought that men took on more responsibility. You take on responsibility for like you take on responsibility as a protector. Men is required to provide. Men, it's a condition on a man considered to being a good man. It's not a condition on a woman considered to be a good woman in a marriage. But I also feel like, in today's time, women want to also be independent too. So it's a hard balancing act with being like, I'm independent, and then he takes on all this responsibility. But I don't really know if I have a really least favorite part of marriage, because I balance it all out. Like, I wouldn't have got married if I felt like it was any part that would be like really, really, really make me unhappy. So that would have to be my only one I can think of.
Okay, but what do you think about the men now? They don't want to be the provider. They.
Who don't? Hold up, you're not gonna no.
Have you not seen? You see, he's not a social media person. It's ton of men who saying they ain't trying to pay all the bills no more. They ain't trying to 50-50. But then they want to be the head.
But I also think that men are naturally, because even if you don't pay 50-50 worth for the bills, if an intruder come in the door, you're going to expect him to get up and protect you. So that alone makes him the lead, because... But
what if they're not doing that either?
If they're not doing that, then you need to step back and consider the men that you're dealing with. Maybe that's a personal flaw in your choices.
Mm-hmm. Well, my favorite thing about being married is, like, I don't know. It's so many favorite things for me because it's so beneficial. Like, I think I married well. I'm not even gonna lie. It's like a lot of things I don't even have to think about. It's just like, you're a really good leader. I do believe you're a really good leader, and you make my life easy. Like, I think you operate from a place of what can I do to make life easier for Brittany. I don't know if you do that to make your life easy or what, But like literally, I don't like some things I just don't have to think about. Like they're already done, or Travis has already thought about them, and it's kind of refreshing in a way. Even though I'm kind of a feminist. Yeah. My least favorite part about being married, I don't think I have a least favorite part about being married. I really love being married, and it's crazy because when I was younger, even though we met when I was young, what's my least favorite?
I would think you have a least favorite. I'm gonna tell you if you have one.
Oh, tell me what you think. I'll tell you if it's true.
I mean, your least favorite part of marriage is that you're naturally independent.
Oh, and then
yeah. If
yes, this is true.
Brittany doesn't like anyone to really do things for her, so to speak. She will definitely take all that you can give.
Give it to me.
Yeah, but she doesn't like the fact that she had to take it or I don't know.
Okay, so it's kind of like it's kind of like my favorite and least favorite thing is kind of the same thing, because some things you do just make life easy for me. I love that, but then I'm so independent in some areas that I feel like if I allow you to do these things, then you kind of will have something to hold over my head. It's not even you personally, it's just how I am. So I have to be very clear in, okay, you're doing this for me, but I can definitely do it for myself. And I need you to know that. And Travis is more like, but I'm still doing it for you. And you need to recognize that I'm doing it for you. And I do.
Hopefully some of these questions, we can get deep into that. So hopefully some of these questions we can talk about, or not, we're going to come back to it.
Okay, we can come back to it. But
okay.
But I think that's true. Like, in some ways, I'm more free with allowing you to, like, take over. But then when it's something that I feel like it can be hung over my head or used as like it bothers me. And it's not him, it's me. And I've always been like that. Like, people have always told me growing up, like, let a man be a man. Or, like, even when we got married, before we was about to move here, and you was almost took that job in Mississippi. And I was like, I don't want to be in Mississippi. Like, and people was like, you need to let him be a man. It's a good opportunity for him. You can just stay at the house and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I don't think I told Travis that, but, like, I was fighting that. People were saying, this is what you should do. You're a wife now. Let him do this for you. And I was fighting it. Like, no, why should I take a step back from my dreams and stuff like that? So, I don't know. That is definitely probably.
I mean, it turned out to be a good decision in hindsight.
Yeah.
I mean, backstory. One of my clients when I was in Mississippi offered me probably double what I was making at the time, and it would have been a good opportunity for me. But in hindsight, it would have been a bad opportunity. Well, not a bad opportunity, but it wouldn't have been as good as opportunity as moving to Dallas like we ended up doing. My opportunities would have been vastly limited. There have been so many more. Even though I moved here and I was making less than what I could have made there, not always about the money. It opened up way more opportunities, and I make way more now than I did then. So
yeah,
it would have
short-sighted. It would have been like the best thing for us.
So like in the long view.
But long view, I think short-sighted would have been the best thing. Well, no, not for you. At the time, it would have been the best thing for you. But in marriage counseling, our pastor told us, when marriage is not what's best for me, it's not what's best for you, it's what's best for we. And so even sometimes I have to stop myself and think about, like, okay, what am I doing? Is this best for Brittany or is this best for both of us? And so I think that him breaking that down to us in marriage counseling really helped me. Maybe helped us, because I think, like, there's some times we come to a crossing road where we could make decisions that's best for us individually, but we know in order for us to operate as a whole and to move towards our goals together, we have to make decisions that's best for the both of us. So,
all right, I think it's cool. Yeah.
How do you know when your partner is mad? Okay, this is how I know.